Oh, let me tell you something about Greg Jennings. Have you ever wondered why he looks so different these days? You can kind of see it in his suits, but if you follow him on Instagram, it becomes crystal clear. Greg Jennings sticks to a strict routine every day. He walks past all those tempting restaurants, heads to the grocery store, and only picks up dried rice, vegetables, and other essentials. He doesn't give in to those tempting Snickers bars at the checkout. Why? Because he knows what needs to be done to maintain his health and fitness. Now, let's talk about Saquon Barkley. He's like a delicious dessert that the Eagles don't have the luxury of enjoying. Sure, they might think they do, but they're missing the mark. The Eagles splurged on the highest-paid running back in this year's free agency market. I mean, I called it from the beginning, didn't I? Either Philly or Dallas was going to make that move. And now, everyone's buzzing about Saquon Barkley in an Eagles jersey, alongside Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown, Devonta Smith, and the crew. But let's not kid ourselves. That's not why they lost. The real issue lies in their defense, particularly the entire back seven, which, let's face it, stinks. So, what did they do in the offseason? They added another defensive lineman for a hefty sum and a running back. Sure, their running game and pass rush might be solid, but their defensive backfield is a mess. This is not the team that should be splurging almost $13 million a year on a running back. It's fun and exciting, but they overspent. I mean, I'm happy for Saquon, but the surprise factor is real. Andre Swift got $8 million a year, and I expected Saquon to land somewhere around $9 or $10 million. Still, $12 to $13 million a year won't break the Eagles. They just need to address their defensive backfield. As for Russell Wilson heading to Pittsburgh, it's official. He threw as many touchdowns last season as Kenny Pickett has thrown in his entire two-year career. Yeah, wrap your head around that. Russell Wilson with 26 touchdowns versus Kenny Pickett's 13. It's not even close. And let's talk about competition. Kenny Pickett isn't even on the same playing field. Russell Wilson might thrive in Pittsburgh, especially with all the talent around him. But if he can't, then it's game over. Let's see how it all unfolds. Career touchdowns because he's thrown just one pass in his career. I'm just curious, why is he more established as a starter than Kenny Pickett? It's clear, Russell Wilson is far superior. Hence, it's not even a competition. Kenny Pickett has played 24 games and has only managed 13 touchdowns in his entire career. In comparison, Russell Wilson racked up 26 touchdowns just last year, and it wasn't even his best season. Here's the deal. If Russell Wilson can't perform well in Pittsburgh next year, then he's washed up. Pittsburgh has all the pieces in place to support him. They have a solid tight end, 2 strong running backs, and even made the playoffs last year with subpar quarterback play. If Wilson can't excel with these weapons around him, then it's game over for him. Sure, there's some uncertainty given Pittsburgh's tough division and the presence of other talented quarterbacks, like Deshaun Watson. But let's be real, Wilson should easily win the starting job in Pittsburgh. He might face a nominal competition, but it's not serious. The Steelers won't just hand over the reins to someone else unless they're ready to give up on their current quarterbacks. And let's not forget, Wilson's performance last year, despite playing without any major injuries, suggests he's still got it. So, while some may doubt Wilson's ability to thrive in Pittsburgh, I believe he's got all the tools and support he needs to succeed. And as for the contract situation, a one-year deal works well for him. He wanted 2 years, but settling for one is fair. This move to Pittsburgh is a win-win for Wilson, and I'm optimistic about what he can achieve there. Greg seems to get all the praise for being so polite, but I'll be frank, I don't sugarcoat things. When Greg expressed his doubts, I couldn't help but agree. Why the hesitation? The writing's on the wall. Russell Wilson's prime days are behind him. Sure, he used to be stellar, but now? He's not quite the standout he once was. Comparing him to Kenny Pickett? It's not even a contest. Last year's stats might look impressive, but let's be real. Last year was last year. We can't just base everything on that. Market dynamics will ultimately decide his fate. And let's talk about this supposed quarterback competition in Pittsburgh. It's a farce. Russell Wilson might edge out Pickett, but that doesn't make the Steelers a powerhouse. They're still stuck with one of the weakest quarterback situations in their division. And don't get me started on Deshaun Watson. Was he better than Wilson last year? Maybe not, but there's a chance he bounces back. Wilson, on the other hand, has seen better days. Pete Carroll lost faith in him, coaches got axed, and the league took a pass on him until Pittsburgh came calling. Sure, it's a good opportunity, but let's not kid ourselves. A one-year, $1 million deal isn't exactly a dream scenario. It's more like a reality check. Wilson used to dream of Super Bowls and MVPs, but now he just wants to win. Fair enough. But being humble doesn't make up for declining performance. And let's not forget, Greg was the one who went all in on the Chiefs hype. Sure, he got some of it right, but let's not give him too much credit. Thanks for tuning in. Subscribe for more insights and clips from FS1.
Fala galera, beleza pessoal? Novo Horizontino versus Portuguesa, onde assistir ao vivo, horário e escalação. Veja também desfalques, arbitragem e mais do jogo válido pela 12ª rodada do Paulistão. Novo Horizontino e Portuguesa se enfrentam neste domingo, às 16 horas, no estádio Longe Ismael de Biasi, em Novo Horizonte, pela 12ª rodada, em última rodada da fase de grupo do Campeonato Paulista. O GE acompanha a partida em tempo real. Campeonato Paulista 2024. Para o Novo Horizontino, a vitória é fundamental para garantir a classificação às quartas de final sem depender de outros resultados. O Tigre ocupa a vice-liderança do grupo D, com os mesmos 19 pontos do São Paulo, mas atrás no critério de desempate e à frente do São Bernardo, que tem 18 e também briga pela vaga. Se não vencer, a equipe de Novo Horizontino precisará torcer contra o Berno ou, eventualmente, contra o Tricolor. Terá que ter alguns resultados aí para trazer a favor. Já a Portuguesa entra em campo apenas para cumprir tabela e com a sensação de dever cumprido. A Lusa garantiu a classificação com uma rodada de antecedência e já sabe que irá enfrentar o Santos fora de casa na próxima fase. A transmissão do Paulistão Play e TV Casé transmite a partida ao vivo, em tempo real. Todos os lances aqui no GE para você, meu novo amigo. Novo Horizontino, técnico Eduardo Batista, ainda com o departamento médico cheio. Eduardo Batista tem desfalques importantes para o jogo desta tarde. Caso de Giovanni, Rafael Donato e William Lepo. Para piorar, o William Farias deixou a partida contra a Ponte Preta ainda no primeiro tempo e não tem presença garantida. Pois é, rapaz.